What's up, guys? So, Blizzard came through with some big changes this week to Waylaid Supply Rep, and well, as you can see from the sales I just got, it's had an effect on the market. It's had a big effect on the market. So, obviously, Waylaid Supplies, we've had the Asteroid Supply reputation in the game, well, since the beginning of Phase 1. We didn't really get any new rewards at Revered except for the alchemy thing. So the high level crates, the items for those haven't sold particularly well. Some of the items have sold. I've gotten some sales before, but nothing like what we're seeing now. Because Blizzard finally added some Revered rewards, and they also made another big change by adding significant gold rewards, which means that everyone is buying these items right now. So yeah. So what did they do? What do you get now? Well, you can get bind an account items that you can send to your alt. They don't have a level requirement. There's like a green item that's honored. Then there's a rare with stronger stats available at Revered, so that's nice. And then you also get a 16 slot backpack, which is nice. Is it worth it to pay loads of gold to do it? Probably not. But Blizzard sort of attacked that as well because they changed it so you now get a significant amount of gold for turning in the boxes. The higher level they are, the better. So the higher level, the highest level boxes, they give you 12 gold. Then a bunch of them give you 5.5, and then there's some that give like 2 gold. So that means that a lot more of these turn-ins are now worth doing because, okay, maybe you'll... the Massive Iron Axe, by the way, for instance, this one is used in one of the 12 gold turn-ins. We're selling them for 6.25 gold now, so if you buy 2 of these, then you're effectively just paying 50 silver for 1,000 rep. That's pretty cheap for the reputation gain. Heavy mithril gauntlets are used in a 5.5 gold, 50 silver box. So here, once again, you're paying like 50 silver for your rep up. So they're pretty cheap. These are actually selling for a loss. I just crafted the last 3 gauntlets to max out blacksmithing. That is the case right now because obviously, since everyone's buying these items, prices are up on the finished items. And prices are massively up on a lot of materials. Like gold bars have been absolutely crazy for a while on my realm. Well, they're going down a little bit, or there's some available at lower prices. But yeah, they've been like 3-4 times the market value they were before this happened. So that's happened across the board. Tons of items have gotten really expensive, like, as I showed you here on my sales. The Massive Iron Axe runs from like 2 gold, 3 gold price to 6 gold now, which is where it's been sustaining for a while. You can see I've sold 17 for an average price of 6 gold, with some coming in on 10 gold. For a while, things were a little wild. But then I think they're going to tend to close in around the price you get for turning in the boxes, because at that point, you're just, as long as you have the box, then you can turn them in. Maybe a little lower. Might be profitable to turn in boxes for gold eventually, if you can still do that once you hit max reputation. We don't know. What these material prices mean is that you have to calculate your prices a little bit carefully. If you use Trade Skill Master like me, this is going to show you some kind of huge profit number on Massive Iron Axes, for instance. This is going to tell you that you're making 3 gold per. You're probably not making 3 gold per, because the price of iron bar, I can tell you it's not 11 silver, it's probably 16 or 17, which is what the average price has been over the last couple of days. Gold bars are not 12 silver, they're 35, 40, like we just saw. Heavy leather and heavy grinding stones are actually have not been impacted as much because they're not particularly rare. They're not a limiting factor. The bottleneck is what gets impacted the most. So there's some ways you can solve this. You can go to materials and change the price of the materials. Like I could go in here and I could set iron bars temporarily to just 17 silver, for instance, if that's the price I wanted to use. Then I could find the gold bars as well. Set this price to maybe 43 silver is like a reasonable price here. And then we can go back and we can see that if we scroll down to the Massive Iron Axe here, it's now showing a roughly 1 gold profit currently. So that's still pretty good. Every time I'm selling one of these, I'm making a gold. That's nice. Takes me, I don't know, 3 minutes to craft one. A little bit less per axe if I craft multiple, because then it's just like the extra crafting time. What takes time is buying all the different materials and doing the searches and running back and forth and stuff. So it's pretty good. Like, obviously I should craft 2 more, which is what I was planning to do. As you can see from my crafting queue. So that's the one way. Obviously, you could also just use like a spreadsheet, any type of calculator to calculate. Just write down a couple of the material prices and see if it makes sense to craft them. And now I remember now that I use 17 silver and 42, so we can just when we do this. The scan is going to be extremely long because I have a ton of stuff in my crafting queue, because as you can see, everything is selling. Everything is selling. So it's very, very nice. But yeah, the next couple of days, maybe even week, we will see very significant demand. I mean, today Blizzard came out with some more news to try to rope people back into Season of Discovery. We're getting 100% XP buff starting in a week. So you can imagine that's going to draw people into alts. And you know what alts are going to need? They're going to need the rune. They're going to need the rune, and maybe if they're playing them a lot, they're going to want the 16 slaughter, or they're going to want something else at honored or whatever. They're at least going to want friendly, which means they're going to still be buying the low level stuff, maybe the high level stuff if they get it. Depends on how much rep they get while leveling, if they turn in every box they find and stuff like that. But yeah, this is going to be in focus. This is going to be in demand for the foreseeable future. So if you want to get this stuff onto the auction house the quickest way possible, then there's a link in the video description to my TSM setup, which you can import. You go to the groups page, there's going to be a string, you just import it here, and that's going to add this whole bad boy right here. And then you can do what I did just before for here. You go to the restock groups, you can click supplies for phase 2. It's now going to add them all to the list over here, and then you run to the auction house with your task list open, which you can open by typing /tsm task list in the chat if it's not there. And then, go to browse, click buy, and it'll start searching for everything. And then you can buy everything you need, run back and craft it all, and make some money. So that's pretty nice. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get all this stuff back onto the auction house, because the auction house is booming. I don't know. I haven't even checked how many sales I've had over the last day. 185 gold in sales on the auction house, and I mean, I don't even play that much. And I've been poor. I spent all my gold on unlocking the recipes and crafting the epics and stuff. So I had very little gold to dive into this. I've been I've even been farming to get gold back up. We can see I'm just sitting at 14 gold right now. I have 100 gold worth of auctions and 24 coming in, so we are scaling slowly back up. But I've been slacking on the gold making activities in general in Season of Discovery so far. But yeah, this is just too good to pass up, guys. So definitely 1000% go and dive into these items. Yeah, it's fantastic.